Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here with your Legends shenanigans for the day. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are in the Nicholas, right, tier 4, so I was working through premium supplies, right, so premium supplies missions every week, give you a little bit of, I don't know, modest rewards, I would say. But I like to play through them just as something to do for standard game matches, so we're down here at tier 4 where you need one win with the premium ship. So this week I chose Nicholas. So we'll do the destroyer thing and move up towards the zone and try and spot ships here for my couple of cruisers that are behind us here. And we'll go in and challenge the zone. Right, decent guns, right? American destroyer, decent guns, decent torps. You do get a lot of torpedoes, but the range is kind of short on this ship, so something you just have to keep in mind. And then we get spotted, right? We don't have, I mean, we've got good concealment, right? 5.2, but this was a new French destroyer here. We'll probably send torpedoes towards us, so we don't want to hang out in our smoke here. But I do want to sit in it for a hot second just so that we go undetected. And then I'm actually going to move forward a little bit here just to be safe, because I'm sure he's doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, and I don't really need to trade torpedoes with him, right? So we'll send ours, we'll move up to behind this little island here where it's safe, and we'll just kind of see what happens. But yeah, consumed the vast majority of my health here, which is unfortunate, but I like to say don't give up, don't let that discourage you, right? So yep, here come torpedoes. Somebody sent them through the smoke screen here. I wasn't sure if that's the destroyer or if that's Furutaka's got torpedoes too. So, yep. And then somebody sent them down the other side of the island, out in front of us too. So, perfect spot for us to just chill at the moment. Yeah, and we can see where his guns are. Right, we see him firing his guns in that smoke there. So I'm gonna try and back up. We saw torpedoes go by, but this is still technically a little bit risky, right? But I'm like, all right, let's see if we can get torps in the direction where he is. And then we're pointed towards him, right, which is gonna, you know, kind of a little bit limit the risk of getting hit by torpedoes, right? It'd be easier to dodge, but granted, I still don't want to just hang out here. And then looks like they left the zone, so it's possible our torpedoes flushed them out. I'm not sure. We've also got a battleship coming in here as well, so they may just not want to be that close to us and my team. But yeah, well, we got a few seconds left on the smoke, so we'll see if we can get this capture and then take advantage of it and see if we can get some cheap shots on whatever's spotted here. Fires on the Iron Duke, and then smoke's gonna run out, so we're gonna stop firing our guns and see if we can remain undetected here.
Engine boost deactivated.
See if we get this kill. Looks like the fire is still burning. Alright, zone's capped. Yep, we get an assist on that one. So we're already down one ship, right? We've lost 3, they've lost 2. So things are not looking too great at this moment. I'm kind of like debating, like, what do I head towards Alpha and work on cap and zone so that we can just have some, hopefully some positive point earnings, or do I head towards these guys and try and, right, there's another cruiser and destroyer off in this direction, but if you look at the board, right, my team is, we've got more of my surviving ships are over here, so I'm like, all right, we can maybe rely on our teammates to do some work. I know it's kind of weird to say, but sometimes it has to be done. So I'm going to go towards Alpha and see if we can challenge this zone and maybe steal the cap away from these guys. We've got a cruiser in here. Now we could fire our guns and get the defend, but that's going to obviously get us spotted by a cruiser, and with kind of the main mechanic of the game, right, like I like to say, is this sort of rock, paper, scissors trading, right, where cruisers are really good at taking out destroyers, right? So he's got the better ship to take us out, plus we're low on health, right? So, but yeah, cruisers are good at taking out destroyers. Destroyers are good at hunting battleships. Battleships are really great at taking out cruisers, right? In general, right? There's a lot of exceptions and stuff like that out there, but yeah. So we'll send the torpedoes. We weren't able to keep him from capturing the zone, but that's not that big of a deal. I'd rather have our ship still be alive, right? And yeah, torpedo died out just before it got to him there. And then if he's going to come this way, right, we'll turn away from him. And then torps reload pretty quick on this ship, but you just have to switch from side to side, right? You got 2 launchers on each side, so we can send a lot of torpedoes, and if they're going to push into us, it's going to be absolutely perfect for us, right? So we'll just keep sending them. He does keep maneuvering. Part of why he's maneuvering is because he's getting our aircraft carriers been trying to bomb him, so he's doing these awkward maneuvering moves. And then so he simultaneously is, unsuspecting and dodging our torpedoes as well, which is unfortunate. But that's kind of why he's getting a little bit lucky there. Yeah, just barely missed those. Also, Carl Schroeder, I think, has got sonar too, so it's potential he's got early warning here as well. But yeah, as he moves away, we can start moving in towards the zone. I'm just keeping an eye on my concealment range, right, 5.2. So we'll remain undetected as long as we stay that far away from him. So he's at 5.5 right now. So we'll get into the zone. It looks like he's going to turn back this direction. So I'm going to send the torpedoes in case he does. But nope, he turns away. And then, yeah, you can see the my team is collapsing, right? And part of it's like, right, I'm taking so long. I'm sucking up a lot of time trying to deal with this guy. So it's a little bit, a little bit of my own downfall, I guess, right? We're getting unlucky with the torpedo shots, but our aircraft carrier does finally get a hit on him. And then we're challenging the zone, so they're not getting points on this zone right now. But yeah, they're way ahead on points, way ahead on ship count. So we've definitely got our work cut out for us this game. As he moves away, we can start moving up and getting this capture. And the vast majority of their ships are on this side of the map, right? So we're gonna get into some shenanigans here. And we see at least our aircraft carriers at least going around and, whether he's doing it on purpose or not, right? And spotting ships, so I kind of know where everybody is at least. And then it looks like if you look at the mini map, right, the last remaining enemy destroyer is bum rushing our aircraft carrier, so he's not going to last long either. And then it'll just be down to that one cruiser on my team for help for us, right? So we'll make sure we get this capture, right? We want to try and tick up on points. That's going to be important for trying to win this thing. And then I'm watching the mini-map, right? My aircraft carrier is going after this cruiser instead of trying to defend himself. Ooh, he gets the G101 with secondaries, okay. But he does still go down, right? So we're in a 4-on-2 situation here now. But yeah, he was going after this cruiser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to AP and hope that we can catch this guy. Hopefully he got a couple of hits on the cruiser, and then hopefully we can catch this cruiser broadside and take him out quick with the AP here. So we'll see if my assumptions are correct here. And here's the timing on this, right? They're gonna kill my last cruiser right there. Right, so if that kill hadn't happened and I killed this ship first, we wouldn't get Solo Warrior from this game. So there's one down. And then we've got it's an uphill battle here, right? But we've got 2 zones to their 1, so our points are ticking faster than them. It's just this awkward situation of, do I go and hunt down ships, which is probably not, me against 2 cruisers and a carrier, right? Like it's unlikely I'm gonna be successful there. So I'm gonna play the points game here if I can, right? Let's go for the zone. We still got almost 5 minutes left. If we can have 3 zones and they've got none, right, we'll tick up points pretty quickly. We can maybe be able to catch up. Problem's going to be if one of those cruisers or even that carrier goes into one of my zones and then they start, sort of reversing my my workload here. But yeah, here comes the carrier with torpedo bombers. I'm just checking my spotting by air range here. So we can disengage the anti-air. right? It's kind of rare that I do that, right? But that's going to make him, that's going to make it harder for that airplane to spot us, right? So if your spotting range by air is closer than your firing range of your anti-air, right? Your anti-air is going to start shooting before he actually sees you, and he's going to be able to see that anti-air fire and know which way to go to pick you up, right? So we kept it off until he gets close enough, and then I'm going to switch it back on here, and then we're going to trip our anti-air consumable as well. So it gives him less time to react to kind of our location, and we're gonna do a little bit of shredding here with the anti-air consumable here, right? But yeah, he didn't have as much time to line up that shot with us. And then we see him coming around this corner here, right? So we were able to dodge his bombs, and then, which we're gonna have to do, right? So I'm trying to duck and weave here. Looks like he's moving hard towards the zone. He knows what's up. He knows that his team's got to get some zones capped in order to win this game and bring it back from the brink of death here. So just keeping an eye, right? I've got him locked on with torpedoes, but I know we're out of range, right? But I'm just kind of getting a gauge. I'm using the torpedo lineup, right, to just kind of get a gauge on which direction he's heading. And so since he's not stopping, he's going to go full speed into the zone. I'll go around this like volcano thing here, right? And the props to that cruiser, like, right, he can't see me, right? I'm not surface spotted, so the cruiser can't lock onto me. But he's just kind of guessing based on where the torpedo bombers are and how they're spotting me on the minimap, right? So he almost got a couple hits on me there. Pretty close with the blind fire, I would say. But yeah, here comes torpedo bombers, right? So we want to make sure we're either pointed towards or away from them for easier dodging. And then I'm just keeping an eye on them, right? So that should be pretty easy to maneuver away from there. Problem is going to be here, this challenge is going to be once I get close enough to this carrier, who we know is in the zone because it's getting capped, right? Once I get close enough to him, then that crew, we're going to be surface spotted, and the cruiser is going to be able to lock onto us and shoot us here. And then it's getting capped really quick here too, so I'm guessing the other cruiser that we haven't spotted for a while here is in the zone as well on the other side of the alpha cap here, right? So just keeping an eye. Yep, and sure enough, there's bullets from the other cruiser. So we're going to keep pushing up. I'm going to try and get back into the zone and then drop our smoke screen and see if we can get enough torpedoes to finish off this carrier, and then we'll hide in the smoke, right? So we know which way he's going. I need to dodge all of the drops here. All right, so we're just taking the guess there. We just had him spotted, but we're going to send all our torpedoes here. Hopefully he doesn't have enough time to maneuver. And then now at this point, right, if I get that carrier kill, right, that is plenty of a point swing to make a difference in being able to be ahead enough in this game that we can just run away now, right? I do not need to try and take on two cruisers at this point. I don't care that they have this zone. There's 1 minute left. So the name of the game for the win here is going to be to run away, right? I dropped the smoke. That helped us go undetected. I want to try and get away from these cruisers. I'm not sure where this one on this side went. If he came around this way, we're probably screwed, but my guess is he went for the zone. And then the other one's potentially coming through as well. They know they've got to kill me, right, if they're thinking logically here. So I'll send the port side torpedoes here if I can, just through my smoke screen in case he pushes in on us. And then we're going to continue to just run away here, right? Surviving's gonna be the win for us here on this one. But yeah, we'll send the torps here, just in case. I wouldn't mind one last kill before we win this one, but we'll see if we actually get anything of those, right? Whether he actually knew he needed to push up on me or not. Oh, nothing yet there. But yeah, I don't care. Like, we need to run away. We don't have a lot of health. I can't take on two cruisers, but there's our solo warrior medal as time expires. Plenty ahead on points for that one. So only 44,000 damage, right? You don't damages and everything. We got zone caps. We did get the 2 kills, right? Devastating strike against the carrier, right? Not half bad. 2,000 XP puts us at the top of the leaderboard. That's not a half bad score for a tier 4 match. Then yeah, walk away with about 200 grand in credits. We'll take that action. I was kind of curious how many like solo warrior medals we actually have. So we have 11 of them. that's not that's a tough one. That's my opinion. That's the toughest one to get, right? Like, but there is another one out there where like it's like take so much flood damage, which I'm like, 144 Krakens we're at. We just play a lot. It's quantity over quality, folks, here with this game. I'll show off how I have the Nicholas built out. Right, it's tier 4. You only get one mod slot here, so we're using aiming system on that one. And then I am using Albert Gleaves for kind of a mixed bag of, you know, a little bit more into the torpedoes here with the ship, just because you have so many of them. So that's kind of my preference. But yeah, your challenge is the range on the torps, right? So got to get in close. Concealment here, torp detectability and reload time there, right? Better concealment of the torpedoes makes them harder to spot. And then smoke is, American destroyers have such long smoke screens that I feel like that smoke on the water perk really does extend it quite a bit more since it's percent based, right? So, but that's going to be our video for the day, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Please do consider subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. That does help me out quite a bit, especially being a smaller channel. And I do notice, right, a couple new people here and there. I see you, right? So, yeah, thanks for hanging out. And then, as always, special thanks to channel members, right? If you're interested in that, check out the member section on my page as well. So thank you, guys. And thanks for those that hang out with me and chit-chat with me on live stream as well. You guys are always entertaining, make this all fun for me. So, yeah. But yeah, Legends videos every day. So we'll see you guys again tomorrow.